Well, in case you missed it, a Texas judge has dismissed a lawsuit against an abortion provider who violated the state's controversial new law.
Under Senate Bill 8, anyone can sue a doctor who performs a procedure, even if it has no impact on their life at all. So has anything changed with this ruling? Professor Josh Blackman with South Texas College of Law joins us live to talk more about it. Good morning to you, and thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Well, this was obviously the first big test of Texas law that allows the public to sue abortion providers. What precedent does the judge's ruling set?
Well, as a practical matter, not much. If you remember last year, the Texas fetal heartbeat law prohibited abortion roughly 6 weeks, and this was a huge change in abortions in Texas. But after that law went into effect, the Supreme Court decided the Dobbs case, which overruled Roe v. Wade. As a result, there's another law, much older, that bans abortion from the moment of conception, basically. So the 6-week ban is sort of secondary to the ultimate ban that begins right away. So this ruling from the judge in San Antonio doesn't have much of an impact on day-to-day life here in Texas.
Do you suspect at all that there will be an impact as far as civil enforcement goes? Do you suspect we'll see less of civil enforcement, knowing that the judge ruled in favor of the doctor?
I think that's right. What the court held in San Antonio is that merely knowing that someone had an abortion isn't enough to sue them for it. You have to have some sort of connection. You have to be injured by it. So as a result, it'll be harder for people to bring these sorts of civil enforcement actions. But keep in mind, this is just a ruling of a single judge in San Antonio. It will be appealed up through the courts, perhaps, and we'll see what other courts say, even the Texas Supreme Court.
Well, we've obviously never been in a situation like this before, so is there any way for you to tell us what's next? We know an appeal is already in the works.
Well, it's hard to say, and the way this fetal heartbeat law works is every case is slightly different. So even if these particular plaintiffs aren't injured by the abortion, other plaintiffs might be. So this isn't the roadblock, but it does create some barriers bringing these suits in the future.
And even without the suits, Josh, doctors who perform abortions in Texas can face very tough criminal penalties, right? I mean, and punishment up to life in prison even.
That's right. As it stands now, the criminal prohibition remains in effect. So I don't think that any doctor is willing to risk performing the abortion. The civil enforcement action that you mentioned is more likely to be brought against people who fund abortions, insurance providers or employers who provide coverage for abortions, or various nonprofits that pay for women to travel for abortions, right? That's really where the fetal heartbeat law has its biggest teeth. It's not the doctors, it's everyone else who performs it, who enables the abortions to happen.
Is this a lone situation, or have you heard of other doctors dealing with something like this right now?
I think as a practical matter, most doctors in Texas have stopped performing them because they fear liability. I think what's going to happen is people who fund abortions out of state will potentially face civil liability. That's really the next front.
Interesting. All right, Josh Blackman with South Texas College of Law. We always appreciate your expertise on legal topics. Thank you so much. We'll hope to see you soon.
Thank you.